There is a city at the edge of the Sahara Desert, a city the world once called the greatest center of learning on Earth, a city of 25,000 students, 180 Quranic schools, and libraries that rivaled Alexandria. Its name was Timbuktu. But history is written by those who survive. And for centuries, one of the greatest intellectual civilizations ever to exist was buried, hidden, erased, not by time, by design. Between the 13th and 17th centuries, Timbuktu was not merely a trading post. It was the intellectual capital of the world's wealthiest empire. Under the Mali and Songhai empires, the city sat at the crossroads of gold, salt, and most powerfully, ideas. Scholars traveled from across the Islamic world to study here. The Sankore Mosque alone housed 25,000 students, more than Oxford University would enroll for another 2 centuries. Professors taught astronomy, mathematics, medicine, law, and theology at a level the rest of the world would not reach for generations. One manuscript, dated to the 13th century, contains calculations of the Earth's circumference accurate to within 1%. Another presents a theory on blood circulation. These were not primitive scribblings. These were the foundations of modern science, written in Africa 1,000 years ago. These manuscripts prove that Africa had its own renaissance. It just was not told in the history books we were given. Dr. Abdelkader Haidara, Timbuktu manuscript scholar. Then came the destroyers. In 1591, the Moroccan Sultan sent a 4,000-strong army across the Sahara, armed with gunpowder weapons the Songhai Empire had never seen. Within months, Timbuktu fell. The scholars fled, but they did not leave empty-handed. They carried their manuscripts, thousands of them, and they hid them. Under floorboards, behind false walls, buried in wooden chests deep beneath the desert sand. Families passed down the secret of these hiding places from generation to generation. For over 400 years, they guarded these books, not as valuable objects, but as something sacred, as the memory of who they were. My grandfather told me, these books are our blood. If they die, we die. Fatima Haidara, family guardian of manuscripts. It was not until the 1980s and 1990s that the outside world began to understand what had survived. Researchers, working with local families, started to catalog what was hidden. The scale of what they found was staggering. Not thousands of manuscripts, not tens of thousands. Estimates now range between 700,000 and 1 million ancient texts, scattered across private homes, buried in sand, locked in family vaults. The largest collection of pre-modern African writing ever discovered. Then history repeated itself. In 2012, armed extremists seized Timbuktu, and the manuscripts faced destruction again. But this time, a librarian was ready. We moved them every night, secretly, in rice sacks, in vegetable bags, hidden under food in trucks. We transported over 350,000 manuscripts out of Timbuktu under occupation, through the desert, to safety in Bamako. We were not going to let them burn. Dr. Abdelkader Haidara. Today, preservation projects are working to restore, digitize, and share these manuscripts with the world. Mathematics written before European universities existed. Medical knowledge predating Western anatomy texts. Legal philosophy challenging the notion that human rights are a modern Western invention. The story of Timbuktu is not only a story about Africa, it is a story about what happens when history is written by the powerful, about what is deliberately buried, and about the extraordinary courage of ordinary people who refused to let the truth disappear. 700,000 manuscripts, hidden in sand, passed down in secret. carried through the desert at night. For 4 centuries, one of the greatest intellectual legacies in human history was protected, not by governments or institutions, but by families, by memory, by love.